Hey guys, this is Phil from undercage.com. We have Sony Xperia Z5 today. So this recently launched along with the Z5 Premium and the Z5 Compact. This is their mainstream line along with the 5.2 inches of a display, Snapdragon 810 octa-core processor, and 3 GB of RAM. So let's dive right into it. So we have the usual packaging. They never changed since the Xperia Z1. Here's a Z3, looks identical. It's slightly bigger, but aside from the size differences, it looks almost identical. So inside the packaging, we have the phone itself, along with the number of accessories, including the quick charger. They finally decided to include the quick charger. Sony devices were able to hold the quick charges through the externally purchased chargers, but they never included one for default packaging, but they finally did. It has an output of the 5 volts 1.8 amps and 9 volts to 1.7 amps to 12 volts to 1.275 amps. So this is quick charger finally included. It supports Qualcomm's Quick Charge 2.0. There's a micro USB cable, a bunch of manuals, and the earphones. That's pretty much it. Nothing fancy, just classic Sony. And here's the Xperia Z5 itself. It comes in four different colors: graphite black, white, gold, and green. This one you are seeing is obviously the graphite black, if you can't see because of the protected plastic. We're just going to remove that. Here you have the better look at the Xperia Z5. So this is the mainstream model, so it's with the 5.2 inches, it holds right in your hand. It's the more angular in the corner than the Xperia Z3, which has more of a roundish corner, which we're gonna dive into right in a second. We're gonna power this guy up. Although they got a large number, it's called Z5. It hasn't really been long since the launch of the Z1. It's only been 2 years. There's been Xperia Z, Z1, Z2, Z3, Z3 Plus, and there's a Z4, which is the Japanese variant of the Z3 Plus. That's why they skipped the entire numbering of the Z4 series in whole. So comparing with the Z3, it looks identical again. Sony is keeping the classic look, starting from the Xperia Z, or you should say Z1 if you want to count the materials covering the phone as well. They're retaining the same look. Now this time it's this frosted glass instead of the glossy, shiny back cover that's been used for a long tradition. It's frost glass, and the front looks, compared to the Xperia Z3, the earpieces are more to the edges of the screen, not to the more of a middle or inside to the screen. The front-facing camera is upgraded. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison over here, but the biggest difference you see is, of course, the power key. The circular power key, which has been iconic design of the Xperia series, is now a longer flat button with a fingerprint sensor built in. Thanks to that, volume rocker is now far below than where it used to be, and there's a two-step dedicated camera key, and the camera is upgraded as well from that old 28.7 megapixel camera and the sensor they've been using for years. Now they're up to 23 megapixel. It's just not the numbers. The sensor themselves has been upgraded. There's a flash and the typical Sony design, along with the earphones and the secondary microphone. And on the left side, what you see is the lack of magnetic port. This started off with the Z3 Plus with the ability to have waterproof without the cap. They call it the capless waterproof, the capless USB port. Thanks to that, they removed the charging dock port, which was one of my favorite parts of the Sony phones. They don't have it anymore. Instead, they have a capless USB port. So let's start setting this guy up. So starting with the language, we're just gonna skip all the. One of the good things about the Sony phones, as doing the unboxing, is that you don't have to go through a lot of steps. You can just skip almost everything. See, there was only 5-6 steps. Now there's 8. So here is the Xperia Z5 in graphite black. So we're just gonna make it a little brighter here. And here we go. So this comes by the default with the Android Lollipop. There is a planned upgrade to the Android Marshmallow. That's we think that's a very right thing to do if it couldn't be shipped with the Xperia Android Marshmallow in the first place. The interface itself seems very the same. There's now the title caption below the icons, but aside from that, the biggest difference is of course the fingerprint sensor. We have the we have the fingerprint sensor here, perhaps at the security fingerprint manager. We do have to put up a pin code, just a emergency measure, so we're just going to set them up, and we'll start the recognizing our fingerprints. So what they intend to do is that you hold your phone like that and your thumb goes into the place. What if you're a lefty? What if you hold your phone with the left hand? Of course you can just, here your middle finger, yes, the middle finger is going to be lying there, so you can do it that way. You can just tap, and continue doing that to register your fingerprint. So we have seen from the other reviews or the media that it does its job actually quite well, so we expect the same. And it's got a Snapdragon 810 octa-core processor with 3 GB of RAM with a pretty much standard screen size. Here you go with the iPhone. It's a 4.7 inches, and if you want more of a latest one, here's an LG V10. This is a big phone, 5.7 inches. So if you want to compare it with the last generation of it, here's the LG G4. So it's pretty much the standard. Sony could have gotten with the narrower bezel, but it seems like they don't want to do that. So here is Xperia Z5. We'll keep on using that, and we'll get back to the more detailed review so you can get to know the Z5 better. So that was Xperia Z5. We'll come back soon, so stay tuned.